what's going on, y'all? T-Bob here.
And Jake as well.
And you're about to watch a little OTB LSU.
We're going to give you all the latest, greatest between LSU football, baseball, women's basketball, softball, and everything in between.
Bottom line, if you want to talk Tigers, keep it locked, subscribe, like it, and we hope you enjoy it.
Okay, but Jake, why do you hate blue chip ratio so much, though?
It's like, duh. Like, we know who's been recruiting at a very high level. Like, we all know that. And it's just, they take it as the Bible. And, look, we've had 2 years where a team that's not in this play for national championship game. I know how those games went, but still, like, we act like it's impossible.
They got smashed by the blue chip
Okay,
teams.
they still made it.
They made it, yeah.
Okay, Washington beat the number 7 team here in this blue chip ratio.
Yeah.
TCU beat Michigan to get to that game.
Yeah.
It's like, and part of it's probably the 2-star coming out of me. I'm like all y'all care about is stargazing. It's all we care about is how many stars does this player have? How about we develop somebody? Like, I hate just, that's all we, like, oh, these teams, that's it.
Well, I mean, look at Michigan. Michigan only had a 54% mark, way lower. I mean, Georgia in 22 was 77. Georgia in 21 was 80. Alabama was 83. Credit LSU, they won it at 64. Clemson won it at 68. So, look, to your point, like, Michigan was a win for development. They barely made that blue chip ratio, which for those of you that don't know, it's the percentage of your roster that is made up of 4 and 5 stars. And ever since they started measuring this 16 years ago, since or I guess it was 13 years actually, since 2011, no team has ever won a national championship that has been under 50%. The closest would have been 2013 Florida State at 53%. Of course, they had James.
I mean, that's like 53% is like a high number either. Like, I feel like they just dropped the bar there to make it make sense.
I think
like 53% is not like that's a lot. Like, I would assume Florida State would have had more than that.
I don't know exactly when they the ratio was just created, the ratio, just to see the pure percentage. To your point, I don't know when the 50% metric came in, but the fact is all national championships that since that moment have been over 50%. So if you are a team that thinks you are a legitimate national championship contender, which, to be fair, TCU and Washington would not have said that preseason. They became those things. They would not have said that preseason.
Washington would have felt like they were
10-2.
A dark horse type, yeah, but certainly not TCU. No.
But if you're a team that believes that you are capable, well, this is just a way of saying, look, we have the roster. Mm-hmm. Now, do you have the 2 stars? Do you have the good coaching? It's not the sign of a good team for sure. It's just a sign that you kind of have the base talent needed to get across the finish line. And LSU scoring very well in blue chip ratio going into this season.
And it's gone up in the last 2 years. It's gone up, I think, both years. If I'm not mistaken, I could be wrong.
They're breaking the 70% threshold, which places them eighth out of the 16 qualifying teams. So, like, if you're an LSU fan, bottom line, you should just be happy because you've hit the metric.
There's a team that's not on here that absolutely has a chance to go play for it all.
Ole Miss.
Yeah.
They're not on here.
No.
Interesting.
Part of me almost, like, if LSU doesn't win it, like,
you're so sick
just
about
to
blue
win
chip
it, so I don't have
ratio
to
that
hear
you
about
want
this
Ole Miss
stupid
to
metric
win.
anymore.
Again, it's not a stupid metric
to you. To me, it is.
But I think it's because you're using it like we're saying, like, these teams can't be good if you. Nobody's saying you can't be good if you don't hit this number.
Yeah, you are.
No, I'm not. But the fact is, no team has won a natty yet. Somebody will break through. Somebody
Washington,
will do it.
why'd you let me down? TCU, what were you doing? TCU, I mean, you had
well,
no
and they
chance.
didn't really acquit themselves well either. Unfortunately, both teams got their ass waxed.
Still got there though.
Still got
Beat
there.
plenty of teams on this little list.
Sure.
Now, Washington. TCU got waxed. Washington certainly had some moments, and Michael Penix just picked the worst time to not be able to hit open receivers.
I mean, the defense.
Johnson
let's
play.
give that Michigan defense.
He played, but he didn't really play.
Yeah, that hurt them badly.
I mean, there was like 4 or 5 carries in the first quarter where there was a hole, and he tried. He tried to hit the nos. It just wasn't there.
This is pretty insane, though. I don't think I've ever seen this. Ohio State, 90% blue chip ratio this season. 90. Alabama, 88. Again, guys, we're acting like Alabama's going to suck. Like, I know the weapons suck maybe, but they're not going to suck.
No.
Like they're probably going to go 10-2 and make playoffs. Georgia, 80%. A&M, what? 79%? I continue to be a bit scared of Elko, Moffitt, and A&M. Oregon at 76. Amazing that Lanning's already got them that high. I mean, they were always with LSU in like the 60s, but like that's getting into like the big boy territory. Oklahoma at 73.
Yeah.
I find that to be fascinating because we kind of think they're going to suck.
Oregon was, sorry to cut you off.
Yeah.
They were 67% last year.
Yeah. So, I mean, a 10% increase in this list is pretty insane.
That's a pretty big jump.
Texas at 72. LSU at 70, which is, again, up and up. That's very good. Then in the 60s, you have Notre Dame, Clemson, Florida, Miami, Penn State, and then in the 50s, USC, Michigan, Auburn. If we want to look at LSU, USC, you have 70%. They have 59%. So, Jake, obviously LSU should win that game.
Yeah, according to the list.
Yeah.
The Bible.
Exactly.
Absolutely should.
Exactly. So there are your 16 teams that can win a national championship this year. How about it?
I'm fact-checking myself here. No Big 12 team, right?
It looks like
Nope.
all Big Ten and SEC, save for Miami. Notre Dame is an independent.
And their ACC, basically.
Yeah, and then Florida State is at 49%.
Yeah.
So
Ooh,
right
Florida State's going to
underneath.
be better than people think.
I think Florida State's going to be damn good.
No Big 12 team. The Big 12 is going to be real good.
Very fun top to bottom. Very close with one another.
I could make a case for 7 teams to win the Big 12.
Yeah.
And I say that not because it's going to be bad football, because I think it's going to be good football.
Yeah.
Like Utah's not on this blue chip ratio list, and Utah can go make a serious run, because let's not forget, whoever wins the Big 12, they get a bye.
Yeah.
They get a bye in the college football playoff. So that's
Yep,
one
true.
less game than some of these teams that are going to be on this blue chip ratio list. And so if it's Utah, if it's K-State, if it's Oklahoma State, who returns the most production in the country and also the best running back in the country,
Yeah.
the second best offensive line in the country,
Yeah.
I mean, there's going to be a team in the Big 12 that is going to be a true championship contender.
There you
and
go.
around
You don't
this
got to
list.
cheer for Ole Miss. See? You can
Yeah.
cheer for Gundy.
I'll probably go Utah if
Okay.
I'm cheering for a Big 12 team.
Yeah, Cam Rising was on your old Meathead team.
2 years in a row. By the way, you can pick up your Feel Still magazine, page 3.
Can you be on the Meathead team if you miss an entire year for an ACL that happened the year before? I don't know. You know?
Look, when you have your own Meathead team, you can pick whoever you want.
I need to make like an all nerd team.
Wow, Jake, what incredible takes.
I mean, those guys, they're just the best.
I think so. And if you think so, again, hit the like button, subscribe, ring the bell so you get notifications when we post every single day here on OTB LSU.